Hey, dude, in this day and age,
Yeah.
like, if you were my boss at a like a corporation, I could say that you're emotionally abusing me.
Well, there's a funny thing because I am your boss, but in life and in general, okay? That's one thing you got to know, all right? Now turn the fucking cameras on. Are we rolling already? Huh? What if that's how I talk to you off camera? People, you got to know I talk to him like that all day long. How I talk to him on the podcast is how I talk to him here because I'm no frills. And I'm no, what did they say? No fucking fluff, man. We're over here talking shit already.
I like it when you don't get words right.
Wow. Dude, this guy comes over today. Guys, all right, let's start with the daily gripe. JR Daily Gripes. This guy comes over today and he goes, Chico, I fucking hate you, Chico. I go, what? I go, why? He goes, you chipped my tooth. I said, what the fuck, Chuck? Look, suck. I said, you what? And he said, yeah, you chipped my tooth. I was like, when? He goes, when we were sparring. And if you notice, JR and I have not talked about boxing. Remember, we had a boxing match scheduled for June. Fuck. June's over. It's July. Right? We were supposed to fight. Guess who got injured? He made up some excuse about his back. He goes, my back. I can't feel nothing in my back. Came in, did a whole fucking rigmarole in the seat. And the best is the acting. He did better than fucking Amber Heard. I told you guys. The guy was over there sitting in his little stool, like he's in the fucking whatever, on the stand. He goes, oh. And I would catch him, moments of him where the back didn't hurt. And then I'd be looking at him and he'd see on my face that I could be like, hey, what the fuck? And so every now and then he'd go, oh, my back. So he told me his back doesn't work, you know? And if you were to ask me, watching him in the ring, his legs don't work. So this guy, he postponed the thing, I don't even know, indefinitely. So anyways, we waited weeks and weeks till he got better. And then we go to boxing together. This was maybe, what, 2 to 3 days ago?
Yeah, it was like...
last week, Friday? It was Friday.
Saturday.
So we go boxing after his back is healed, right? He says healed. I said, I'm fine. I'm good.
No, I said it was like getting better.
Right. The way he was moving in the ring, it looked like he just got out of a coma. And this is like his first days learning how to walk. So anyway, we're in there. And I apologize if you guys don't want to hear the boxing talk, you know, but this guy comes over with an accusation of magnificent proportions. So of course I'm going to talk about it. You know, if this was the court of law, I'd have to say my piece. And luckily, we have this outlet of a beautiful podcast. Hey, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Just right here, click subscribe. Don't be peeping Tom and not subscribe. It's not fair. You know, it helps us out. Then you get alerted when we post that episode. It's better for you, is what I'm trying to say. Not for me. I'm kidding.
You flowing nicely on that one. That was actually
good.
That was
yeah, normally
good.
I'm like, fucking subscribe it. Yeah, subscribe it. Hey, Mr. Johnson. Felipe drink a beer. Felipe drink a beer at work. Fucking Felipe. Have you guys seen that meme? It's hilarious. It's this dude and he goes, hey, Mr. Johnson. Felipe drink a beer. Fucking Felipe drink a beer at work. I don't know. It's funny. You got to see it. TikTok or Instagram or something. What am I doing? I'm 40 years old. 41.
Dude, you're 41.
But let me get back to the boxing thing. So we're in the ring and we're like doing very light sparring. Again, we're just in there moving around, getting JR back to whatever. His headgear is bigger than the fucking Goodyear blimp. That's not even a headgear. At that point, that's a fucking Toyota Corolla bumper. So anyway, we're in the ring. He's got this huge fucking titanium tube around his head that you can't even, you know, first of all, you can't miss because he doesn't have head movement. So if you just throw a punch, it's going to land on his head. And then with this enormous thing, it's 100% going to hit his head. So now we're boxing and I'm very light again. You know, I'm just touching. Periodically, he'll stop and go, stop. He'll be out of breath for, I don't know why. Like, we're not even really moving fast. He'll be like, stop. He'll be like, stop. And out of breath, and I go, all right, what? And then we'll go again. He goes, okay. And then he starts moving again. But like, only way to describe it is if like a clay animation or like a human being without bones is how he's moving around, slithering around the ring. And anyway, we finish up. He doesn't say anything. Doesn't say anything the next day. I see him the next day. Then I see him the next day. Well, even Monday.
Objection.
Sustained. Overruled. Listen. Then I see him today, dude, this is over the weekend. I didn't hear anything. Afterwards, we went and ate. We ate food. You know, nothing. If you fucking chip your tooth, this guy comes over and goes, you chipped my tooth. If you chip your tooth, if anybody out there's ever chipped their tooth, I have, you can feel it immediately. And your tongue can't stop touching it. Like, go. The whole day you're going to start touching it because now it's a different feeling in your mouth. Mm-hmm. This guy didn't say nothing that day. So he comes over here and he goes, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. You chipped my tooth, Chico. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, I think you chipped my tooth when we were boxing. And he goes, look. And he shows me, he's like, yeah, I got to go to the fucking dentist and get it. They're going to file it down like he's an Inca warrior. Dude, have him put a filler in there. They don't file it down.
But you have...
So they're going to make all your teeth shorter?
No, look, all right.
Go ahead. This is your time.
No. So I already have a chipped tooth on the bottom, right? And first of all, I did fucking tell you to stop because I bit myself. Remember
Biting yourself is different from...
I understand, but I bit myself and I was like, oh, fuck.
Okay.
So, you know how you said if you chip your tooth, you feel something in your mouth, you'll feel it all day?
Yeah, you go like this.
I felt something, but in my mind, it was like, oh, I bit my tongue, right? I bit my tongue. And then a couple days go by, I'm like, what the hell? And then I smile, and then someone points it out. He goes, oh, your tooth is chipped. And I go,
it's not enough to see. Show the camera. Smile right into your camera.
I haven't got my teeth cleaned, so yeah.
Smile into the camera. Dude, I swear to God.
I haven't got my teeth cleaned.
For the first 2 weeks of me knowing JR, I swear to God, I thought his front two teeth were chiclets. You know, like the ones that they sell, like chicle. I thought he had a whole rack of chicle.
Fuck you. Anyways, I am gonna get back on track training. I made a bet. I have to get slim and have abs in 2 months. and What?
All right, dude. Well, we'll do it before and after too. I mean, I feel like there's a bunch of unfulfilled promises. This is like pretty much my childhood in a podcast right here. This fucking guy says one thing, does another thing, all the time. So now you're gonna have abs. Well, fuck it. Why don't we make you 6'8"? In 2 or 3 months, this guy's gonna be 6'8". What about that?
I was a little high on mushrooms the day before, so when I got to work, I was talking about how I was gonna get abs, and then at work they were like, they're snapping at me, and I fucking made a little harsh decision, and I said, I'll fucking bet you. I'll bet you money.
So, guys, just for the record, not only does he get bullied here, there's a whole nother job that he has as a day job cutting hair, and those guys bully him. Now, I'm not an asshole. It's just like if you have 10 comedians on a lineup, real deal comedians, they come out, and there's one guy that they're all going to pick on. One guy. Just because he has that energy. There's something about it that you go, look at this fucking guy. So he's getting it at work.
No. They gang up on me on work.
Have these guys heard about the podcast?
No, I don't tell them.
There you go. And not only does my buddy JR not even fucking mention the podcast, we got to start promoting the podcast a little bit. I think we're the only ones that know and are loyal listeners. And I love you guys. We're like a little small group at this point. But guys, if you like the podcast, please tell your friends about it. Send it to people if you think it's funny. I mean, the dynamic here, people got to see what kind of asshole I got sitting to my left over here, man. It's very important for me. If we don't cancel JR, but the goal of this podcast is, at the moment JR is canceled, there's no podcast. We're going to move on to something else. Guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, him, her, they, theirs, and she, shems. Whatever the pronoun is that you want, I'm calling it to you. And I'm telling you right now, it's one of our most popular segments to date. It's time for Pashim Een. Pashim Een, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to Pashim a friend. People were liking that segment that we did a few episodes ago. So why don't we bring it back? So today we're going to try to call our friend Brian Moreno. Brian Moreno recently got shoulder surgery.
Ooh.
So if he wasn't on painkillers before, he's probably addicted to them now. Brian Moreno has a garden. He's very much got a green thumb. My favorite thing, I think we talked about it on an episode. He spent months making this beautiful garden when he lived in Hollywood. And when everything came and the fruits of his labor were bore, if you want to say, were laid out on the there was one day where they looked great. The next day, the motherfucking squirrels came and ate everything. Ate everything. Like one squirrel told his homies, "Hey, look at this." Yeah, he went. He said, "We have so much fruit over here, and I don't know what the fuck Chuck Luck suck, but we found Mecca for fruit and shit. So hey guys, come on with me, and let's go eat all this motherfucker. Strawberries, snap peas, cabbage, dude. He had stuff that I've never even seen, and it looked so goddamn good that the squirrels were probably like, this is crazy. Look at this fucking asshole.
They went at it.
They went at it. They ate everything: tomatoes, carrots. I don't know. He had everything, and they ate everything. So here we go. We're going to try Brian Moreno. If he doesn't answer, ladies and gentlemen, pass him in Brian Moreno.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Bummer City. Hopefully while we're recording, he'll call.
658.
Let's try Homunculus.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. You love him. We're passing in Homunculus. If we can all say the magic words. Pash him in. 100% Houman will answer.
Oh, I think you jinxed yourself.
Hello?
Oh, Homunculus. Welcome back to Pash him in.
Patch him in.
Oh, my
Patch
God.
him in.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good, buddy. How are you?
Pretty good.
All
What's
right,
going
well,
on
that's the
with you?
segment. Ladies and gentlemen, Houman.
And he gets stage fright over
Yeah,
the
what
phone.
happened? You got stage fright or what?
No, I was waiting for you to lead.
Oh, well, sorry to bother you, buddy. Well, what's going on, my man? What's new? Tell us some good news, bad news. Give us some tips. Oh, and guess who we're patching in?
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Moreno is on the air. I'm patching him in. Hold on. Brian Moreno, you're live on the air.
Hello, Hector Salamanca.
Opens with a big laugh. Good job, Brian Moreno. Great job, Brian Moreno. Just so you know, you have Homunculus is on the other line, and you have JR Cruz. Not for long, but he's here right now.
That's cool, man.
How you feeling, Hector Salamanca?
Every day gets a little better. It's just, slow. It sucks not doing anything. Like, it sucks.
Hey, buddy, get enough rope for the both of us. It sounds like you're about to end it all. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I was just literally watching Better Call Saul.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So how's the shoulder going?
I told you, slow as fuck. I start physical therapy Wednesday, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you going to get physical with your physical therapist?
He's not that kind of guy.
Oh, shit. Houman, would you
He's a family man.
Houman could step in there and give you some shoulder rubs.
Well, it's just like about stretching it, loosening it out now, It just takes time. It's going to be 6 months till I can lift my hand, lift some weight above my head,
Yeah, I know. So then you get back to sucking dicks, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, I like to give those real high hand jobs.
That's what I was going. Brian is famous for his high handy.
Yeah, I do the
They call
high.
him high handy. Yeah, they used to call him middle guy Brian.
Yeah, like I
Look at that.
sit down and do an upward hand job,
Yeah, I've seen it. You guys, is anybody familiar? Come on, have you ever
But
heard of this?
you guys have your conversation. I want to watch Better Call Saul. I actually thought you had something maybe important.
Oh, wow, you shut us down like that. Well, guys, this will be the last time we have Brian in the Pashimin segment. Because
Well,
he brings...
I've been waiting. This is the final season. This is right before Breaking Bad starts.
Does you have
Hey,
a
guys,
DVR?
it's 1999 and TiVo and streaming doesn't exist, and we have to watch.
No, but I've been waiting.
Oh, my God,
because
Houman
this
is fucking
remember what's his
destroying
name had a
you.
heart attack. I didn't even
Houman.
know if they were going to finish Better Call Saul. Remember who's the lead actor?
Hey, Houman, you just
What's his
destroyed
name?
Brian
He was a
Moreno.
comedian. Houman. What's the guy in Better Call
Bob
Saul?
Odenkirk.
Odenkirk. Yeah, Odenkirk. He had a heart attack on shooting this.
Of course. That was months ago that
But
happened.
yeah, that's why I didn't know if they were ever going to finish it.
Jesus
There's only
Christ.
The final season streamed on Netflix.
Well, it's only 6
available
episodes.
worldwide.
Well, yeah, it's crazy what happened at the end of It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, everybody.
All right, guys, we're going to get going here. I guess we're going to... Brian, what the fuck are you talking about? All right, we'll talk to you.
Houman talking. Amir's got to go.
We'll talk to you
No
later.
more.
Houman, you stay on the line because obviously I have one funny friend.
Goodbye.
Later, buddy. Houmangelis, are you there?
Hey guys, sorry, I have to go. I have to watch reruns of Family Matters.
Another banger by my boy Houman. If you didn't think he was a comedian, oh, he is.
That's a banger. That was good.
Dude, Houman hit him with 2. He said, hey, it's 1999 and Hulu and Netflix don't exist. Motherfucker put him in a time machine and sent his ass back. Got him again, Houman. Let's keep firing. Dude, no, my throat.
When I picked up the phone and I heard JR's voice, I was shocked that he's still allowed in the studio.
I've been saying the
I
same
would go
thing.
as far as getting restraining orders against him at this point.
At this point, I don't know if a restraining order is going to help. I swear to God, Houman, I've pepper sprayed him twice, and it just made him horny. I'm not kidding you. He came to my door, I pepper sprayed him, and he got a boner. Like, I think he's never had sex without getting pepper sprayed.
That's good. That was good.
So, yeah, man. But anyway, Houman, I had a sore throat for like over a month, right? And I went and got COVID tests. I went and got strep throat. They even tested for gonorrhea and chlamydia just to be safe, I don't know, man. I don't. No, like I'm saying, like general practitioner at Kaiser. Kaiser, I think, is the low rung of like, you weren't at the top of your class. Kaiser.
At first, Kaiser had a really good reputation.
They don't anymore.
No.
Dude, I look at all their reviews because it took me a while to pick a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
All their reviews are so fucking negative, dude. So I ended up picking one.
You don't have PPO?
I don't have PPO. I fucked up. Because Cozell told me, Andy told me, he's like, no, get the fucking Kaiser HMO. It's great. They got a facility on Romaine. And it's great for some stuff. For tests and shit like that, it's quick. In and out. Prescriptions, you go pick up whatever the fuck you want, and it's quick. Clean facility, brand new. Now, I'm not a rep for Kaiser, but I know it sounds like I am. But anyway, it's great facility, but the doctors just sign. I hate to shit on them because they're fucking keeping me alive so far. But who knows? I mean, dude, I went to 4 different general practitioners, and it's like impossible to get a fucking appointment. You know, they're as like a sore throat. They're like, yeah, your next available ENT, like ear, nose, and throat doctor is in 2 months. I said, I'll be dead by then. I told him, I was like, dude, are you kidding me? The fucking cancer will have spread. And I still don't know if it's not. Whatever, like, I don't know what it is. And, you jump to cancer as your first thing because you look on Google. So anyways, I'm looking it up, and I'm trying to see what the fuck it is. I went in the first time. They're like, oh, they ask you just bullshit questions. Mm-hmm. And, they're like, oh, do you smoke? Do you do this? Yeah. Do you do that? Have you been actively sexually active? I said, yeah. I said, against my will. They said, anyway, the fucking consensus was, or the prognosis, what did they say?
Yeah, the diagnosis. The diagnosis.
She was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, no, they were all confused. I went to 3 different doctors, and they were all confused. They were like, we don't know. We don't know what it is. You don't have strep throat. You don't have COVID. You don't have this. You don't have that. My tonsils a little inflamed.
How did it feel, though? It just felt...
Dude, it's like every time
like
I
someone
swallow...
was choking you?
No, every time I swallow, it would hurt right here on this side. And when I turn my neck, it kind of hurts in my throat. Remember I told you after boxing?
Yeah. Like
so
someone hit you.
I thought it was after boxing. I got hit and like it jarred some of the soft tissue in my esophagus around that got fucked up. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I thought it was. But we went in there and they did all these tests and everything. But the one is like, they never like really looked in there, like stuck a fucking camera down or anything,
Yeah, that test probably cost like $10,000.
But just fucking do it, man.
Let me just defend the doctors here.
Go ahead.
Knowing you tend to exaggerate a little bit.
Well, I did say you were funny once. And that was a stretch, I'll tell you that. But normally I'm pretty honest. No, but when it comes to my health, I never go to the doctor, bro. I never go. Yeah. And then this thing, I'm like, fuck it, I have insurance, It's like you go in there, there's no copay, like $15 copay, why not? And I'm telling you, I went to 3 different ones, and none of them knew what the fuck was going on. They're like, I don't know. And then they like just throw shit at it. They're like, here, antibiotics. The last
Yeah.
one said, here, take antibiotics. I'm like, dude, if it's not bacterial,
Yeah.
why the fuck would I take antibiotics? She even said that. She goes, it's not bacterial, but I can give you antibiotics. I'm like, then
You're
what
like-
the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
And
So you're taking ibuprofen right now for the inflammation.
yeah, so anyway, this was what I was trying to get at.
Oh.
This is what I was trying to get at. I went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor today. And like I do while I'm in there, I've never been to this guy before. Like I do when I'm in there, I fucking look up at his reviews just to see what people are saying.
Yeah.
And like, it's all negative, dude. And then I'm like, fuck, okay, maybe it's just like when people are pissed off is the only time they go and they read the thing, you know?
Mhm.
And the one that was glaringly, the first reviews, 1 star, like fucking this guy misdiagnosed me and I went and I had to have a surgery at UCLA, you know, not in the Kaiser facility. The Kaiser will
fuck.
kill you. So I'm like, shit. I'm looking at the review. I'm like, fuck. And then the guy comes in and he's like, it looks like he can't wait to go on vacation, you know? Like, that's the best way to describe it. He comes
Houman.
in.
Houman, do you know the average length of a doctor visit?
The average length of a doctor visit.
Oh,
I have
look.
no idea.
This is Houman. Whenever Houman repeats the question, he has his phone out and he's Googling whatever the fuck the answer is. And then he's going to tell you he knows what it is. I'll tell you that right now.
Why would I do that?
Oh, buying more time. And that's him buying more time. He said, why would I do that? As he's Googling on his phone.
Yeah.
Because the answer he gives you will be very technical to the
Yeah.
point where I go, you don't even know those words.
I
Go
just
ahead.
felt like
What
you
is
would
it?
know.
What is it?
17 minutes.
Is that
Oh,
real?
wow.
How did you find that out, JR?
Okay, I heard it somewhere. 15 to 17 minutes.
Sarah told me that they try to get you in and out as fast as possible too. They're just like quickly rush you. She's like, you have to ask them all these questions. So I videotaped I videotaped it just to see.
He can't record you, but you could record him.
I didn't tell him I was recording him. I just wanted it to show Sarah. Yeah.
You just fucking.
Is that illegal?
I don't know. Let me.
No, if you don't show him, that's your information, your private information.
Yeah, I
So
was
if
just
you're-
basically recording what he has to say, you know? And then I want to like maybe get a second opinion from somebody else. Because basically what he told me was for my throat, he said I have an inflamed carotid artery. And then, but like didn't give me any other information about it.
Has it been getting worse?
No, it just kind of stayed the same, but it's like this nagging, like, you know, imagine having a sore throat for over a month.
Because one time I
can relate to that.
I ate something. I forget what it was,
Oh,
like a chicharron or something like that, and it scraped my throat.
Yeah.
And I felt it for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
I felt something wrong. And, you know, maybe something similar like that could have happened.
But
'Cause-
it's under here. So like what he said made sense. Because
Mhm.
your carotid artery, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It goes down here and it runs kind of like alongside your esophagus and it splits right here under your jawline or your chin right here. So that's where the pain is. And when I turn my neck and I swallow, there's more pain. And then when I turn this way, there's not a lot of pain because I'm not putting pressure on it. So it made sense. But he just prescribed me 500-600 milligrams of ibuprofen.
Yeah. Drink a lot of water because you want to get constipated. Also, fasting makes inflammation go away.
You see what happens
And
when you
see-
just don't question one thing he says?
Yeah,
You don't. I said I'll let that
I
one
don't
slide. He
wanna
said
say
17
anything.
minutes. He gets more and more cocky. Houman, now he's like, oh yeah, and that he did it the other night with fucking Tom Rhodes. Oof, my
Oh
buddy
my
Tom
God.
Rhodes, very funny comedian. We're at the Comedy Store. We're talking outside. I go, hey, this is my buddy JR. I don't even know why I fucking introduced him. I go, hey, do you know JR? And he goes, no, why would I? His words, not mine. I said, yeah, I know, man. I know. Sometimes I ask that myself, why do I hang out with this guy? So we're standing there and we start talking and he's got a Topo Chico. And JR said something really funny. He goes, oh, who knew? Mexican water. You're drinking Mexican water.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty funny. Because like no one talks about that. Like
Mhm.
that Topo Chico is actually Mexican water.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
if anybody knows anything about going to Mexico, they tell you don't drink the water.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have a little laugh. Tom goes, oh, that was funny. It was a great intro because then it's like, you know, oh, this guy's actually funny. You know, when you meet somebody and the first thing they say is kind of a funny thing, it's like, oh, this guy's a legitimate funny guy.
Mhm.
So it was good. Then he could have left it at that, which he should have, but he got cocky. You know, and he got confident. He goes, yeah, chico, yeah. And now I can see him starting to like, oh, here comes some bullshit. Here comes some bullshit, dude. And this motherfucker, this guy he goes, yeah, it tastes great. Yeah, it tastes great because they rebottle them. They rebottle them. And they put them in a bottle. Yeah. It's like Mexican Cokes. I was like, dude, that's not why. Mexican Cokes are good because they use cane sugar. It's like way more sugar. It's not because they reuse. It's not because they reuse the bottle.
I was gonna get to that.
And JR goes, yeah. And then like we were looking at him like for the answer, and but he was backed against the wall. He had nowhere else to go, and he goes, yeah, they clean them. They put the cleaning, and then it tastes better. I said, what? And you said some other shit, and you made up 2 or 3 other facts that I can't recall. But I was like, God damn it!
That the meat's better. I said the meat's better.
Oh, well, we agreed on that.
Yeah, they don't.
So we were talking about the grocery stores. Like Mexican grocery stores are the best. Like Vallarta, Sarah goes there for her bar business. Like when she needs limes, like she gets 20 pounds of limes for like $5. As opposed to going to a Whole Foods and you pay $1 a lime or 79 cents a fucking lime.
And you said Food for Less, which is very
Food
big.
for Less is very similar, and they have great like meats. Like if you want to do carne asada or like any sort of like chicken marinated,
Yeah,
like,
the chicken is really good.
Pollo asada if you want to make some shit like that. Anyway, we were talking about how go to those stores if you want to get your produce or whatever for really cheap, and then really good meats, that you want to grill.
Look, I had good information.
What was your information?
I was just telling them where to go. I was telling them what Vallarta's to go to, and then I just gave them a background of Vallarta and how it started.
Stop saying Vallarta like that. Stop it. Houman, you know that pisses you off
Why
too.
is he so mad?
Because you're not even Mexican.
Yeah.
It's
Vallarta.
Yeah.
Vallarta.
Okay, so we just went to boxing just before we recorded, right? We went to a class. And the guy at the garage, when you get your ticket, is a Mexican guy. And JR's fucking Mexican, technically, right? So why don't you fucking talk to the guy when he speaks? You go, hey, what's up? And he goes, yeah, is it open late? Fucking guy. And the guy's like, what? And the guy, the way he looked at him, he goes, you piece of shit. He looked at JR like,
no.
He did. He said,
I've
you
come
piece
back
of
to
shit.
that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, tell me.
Because my grandpa used to tell me don't speak to them in Spanish because they should know English and they want to know English. Because my grandpa...
Your grandpa was a racist?
No, my grandpa was Mexican. But he said that all his friends, they wanted people to speak to them in English so they can learn English. So he goes, don't speak to them in Spanish, speak to them in English. You're doing them a favor.
Okay, well, isn't this... Okay, that's a good rebuttal. I don't know if it's made up or not. You listening, be the judge.
I'm telling you, that's what... So my grandpa instilled that in me. So then I always... If they start talking to me in Spanish, I respond in Spanish. Now, I think it's dickish if they talk to me in Spanish.
You talk in English.
And then I talk in English. Now, that's a fucking asshole.
I thought the guy talked to you in Spanish and then
No,
you
he did
responded
not.
in English. Oh, okay. My bad. Well, then I stand corrected. Because I thought he said something like in Spanish and then you went, yeah, we're going to be here only for... I'm like, you
No,
fucking
he said,
asshole.
You're boxing.
Oh, okay. I didn't
He
hear
said,
that.
you're boxing.
He said, you're boxing. And JR's answer should have been, no, I flail my arms. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's not boxing what he does. So he kind of lied to the guy. That's all I got to say.
That kind of philosophy doesn't make sense because in this day and age, I can't even, persuade you to watch a movie that I think is good, yet alone teach you a life lesson about, hey, you're in this country, why not speak the language, to a middle-aged dude that's working under the sun,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm fully lost.
I'm fully lost. And guys, thank you for calling, Houman. Thank you for calling in. I can't remember if you called in or I called you, but fuck, if I called you, I'm really regretting it at this point. Guys, I'm sorry for the confusion, ladies and gentlemen. Pashimin, maybe no more. There's an expression in Farsi. It's called pashimun. And let me tell you, I am pashimun for pashing himin. And pashimun, if you don't know, it means regretful. And what a perfect thing to be pashimun for. Calling your friend that you think would add something. He came in hot.
He came
in with some fire lines. Destroyed Brian Moreno to the point where Brian Moreno went back to watching TV. And then he continued and continued. He stayed in the pocket. I go, Houman's been quiet for a minute. Maybe he's going to come back with some more fire. Then he drops us with the most confusing story. He said, I can't, he got some shit off his chest. He said, I can't even get you to go to a movie. He said, I can't even get you to go to a movie with me, let alone teach a guy English. I said, what the fuck?
No, because
like I said, no,
I like the fact that people are like, no, I'm going to teach him or her a lesson by doing this. But in reality, that never happens. No one learns any lessons here.
I've learned a huge lesson. I learned a very big lesson. Don't ever call Houman. Okay. Well, anyways, Houman, yeah, we better get going, dude. Thank you for taking the call and passing in. Did you want to say anything to redeem yourself before we go?
Well, in closing, I first of all wanted to thank you guys for doing such a great job at keeping these podcasts coming. Really help us get us through our weeks. And no, that's it. I've said enough, and that's all I got to say.
That was very sweet of you.
Yeah, that was good.
And I tell you right now, sometimes I do worry, like, when someone's listening and if they have dealing with any sort of depression or they're being suicidal, and when JR talks, that may be their chance to fucking off themselves, and I am seriously concerned about that.
So, in closing, may I redeem myself by saying I wanted to actually ask you a question, Amir. What were your thoughts on the picture that JR posted on his social media? And it was a picture of him, very awkward angle, but it was a picture of him with hair.
Really quickly, I think you don't know me that well to think I follow him. So I know we make up, we put up appearances like we're actually friends. But if you actually go to his follows, you won't find Amir K in there. I'm just kidding. No, I saw it. He looks like a budget version of what's his name, Fez. Wilmer Valderrama. Right, JR met Wilmer like one time and they hung out together, and it was one of those nights, they hung out, they talked a lot. So he thought he made a friend. Then the next time he saw Wilmer acted like he didn't know who the fuck this guy was. And he was like in a VIP section, and there's nothing worse than when someone's in a VIP section and you're a grown-ass man on the other side going, please, hey, please, it's JR, please, let me in, please. And he just said, who the fuck is this guy? What did he say for word?
He said, I don't know you.
Damn.
But you know the true story. I'm not going to tell her the whole story, but at the end, the last encounter with him, all I did was I saw him, and I didn't think he was going to recognize me. I didn't think, you know what I mean? I just had a fucking drink in my hand, and I just said, hey, what up, Wilmer? Just like hey, what up, Wilmer?
Yeah.
The motherfucker could have just turned away. He didn't have to throw in, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Even if he did know me. Right?
100%. He didn't have to say that, but like I said, you have that look that people just want to fuck with, man. I'm telling you right now, if we didn't learn something today,
I got to take my hat more often.
let me tell you, if we didn't learn something today, it's JR is a doormat. On the podcast, at his work, out of Wilmer, I'm seeing something recurring.
Oh,
so if it's not them, it's you.
That's so funny. It's going to cut to like a video of me just fucking beating the shit out of somebody.
Oh, not with those hands. They might have to surgically replace your arms with somebody else's arms that have some coordination. It's happening again. It just happens left and right. Guys, if you think I'm being too mean to JR, go ahead and unsubscribe. Woo! This is a podcast for fucking adults, man. Dude, anyways, I hope if you're listening to this and you're on a drive or something, it makes the drive a little bit better. If you're on a commute somewhere, I hope you can enjoy this and laugh along with us. And like I said, tell your friends. If you do like the podcast, if you guys are listening and having a good time with it, tell your friends. But anyway, guys, it was a pleasure. Houman, you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Thank you so much for having me again. This has been lots of fun. And unfollow JR Cruz Comedy.